Hi, my name's Mike Skooler, go by the name of Skooler on the DIY electric car forums. Got the Mazda RX8. Many people have requested a walk around of the car, so we're just going to go around, show a bit of detail, a bit of talk over of what the car is. So we'll start in the boot where we've got battery box number 1. So in here we've normally got a cover which we'll show you putting on in a sec, but we've got 3600 amp hour Skooler cells in this box. Simple, all in series, and a fuse, as you can see here. It's been bedded into where the spare wheel would sit in the car. There was a huge muffler underneath, so that floor of the car has been chopped out, aluminium box added in, welded into the car using steel brackets, and then all re-trimmed in the boot to look fairly smart. Huge speaker as well, just for effect. So we've got cover, goes over the top of the batteries, just made out of MDF and trim, drops in over the top, clip goes down, no risk of anything touching the batteries. We'll go round this way to the front, showing you charge port on route, J1772, means we can do Type 1 and Type 2 charging in the UK. At front of the car, in fact the noise you can hear at the moment is the vacuum pump. The ignition is on, so it's just topping itself up. Front of the car we have most notably the motor controller, which is an magnetic Sultan Junior, and we've left space to upgrade to Sultan 1 when money is available. We also have a main distribution box here, which simply contains 2 high voltage bus bars with all of the component strapped into there, so controller, DC-DC converter, charger and the battery pack all strapped into those, as well as some voltage sensing wires. Off that we then have a DC to DC converter, which converts high voltage into 12 volts. It's a Meanwhile 650 watt unit. It's actually rated for AC, works perfectly fine with DC. Then off that we have a 4-cell Skooler 60 amp hour auxiliary battery. Works absolutely flawlessly. With the power steering that's on here. So power steering is electric, you can't see anything show other than this controller which drives the canvas. Other than that, we've got all the other low voltage controls here that have been added to the car and maintain the original fuse box in here, which drives all normal stuff on the car. Then here we have the ECU box, untouched, the power steering controller and the ECU sitting there. Then around this side here we've got water cooling for the controller, the pump for the water cooling for the controller, and at the front, if we go down to the car, we've got the radiator for the water cooling sat in here. You may just be able to see. That's more or less it from the front. What you can also just about see, we'll go over in more detail, is the motor just through here. We'll go underneath the car in a sec, it's on the ramp. Then got the vacuum pump equipment. So here is a vacuum canister off a Audi A8, I believe, and underneath, we'll show you underneath the car, is where the vacuum pump lives. Also is a vacuum switch here and a vacuum gauge here. The gauge is just for troubleshooting purposes. Never had a reason to take it out, so it stayed. Just behind the gauge you can see the water canister which feeds the heater, which currently isn't installed, being troubleshooted. Here we have the car up on the ramp. One of the most hardest changes for me was modifying the bumper. So there was a grille in this space here, number plate sat here, which since lower number plates there, filled in where the grille was. Mainly it hides the battery box, which is here. Also just a styling improvement in my opinion. So we've got front battery box sat just below behind the front bumper, and if you look from here it is just behind the front bumper. Absolutely fine from MOT requirements in the UK, so it's fine. Yeah. So up here we have the motor, which is a Kostov 11 Alpha, joined onto a custom-made adapter plate, which is in 2 parts, one for the gearbox side, one for the motor side. Clutch and flywheel still remain in there. We've then got the custom mounts for the motor. They use the flats that are machined into the motor, and then simply arms come out away from that onto the original engine mounts. Up in here you can just about see the electric power steering rack, which is standard on these. We've simply hacked into it and made it work with the lack of engine management that is going on. Also you can just about make out, I'm sure, on the light is the vacuum pump. Simply provides vacuum to the brake servo. If we follow here, we can just start to see the high voltage cabling and the charge cabling which comes in from the charge port and the charger at the back of the car. So we'll follow this down. We've also, follow this down to here. We've got a maintenance disconnect here. Just means we can disconnect when working on the car or when storing it for a long period of time. Spin the lights around. We've then got currently a single Brewster charger installed here. It fills the space where the fuel tank once was. It's quite shallow in this car, so it wasn't suitable for storing batteries. Quite simply, Brewster 3.3 kilowatts. We could fit another one in on this side, which we've already ordered. Just need to make up brackets and mount it. Then got a junction box here, which joins the Brewster cabling to the charge port on the car. If we carry on a bit further back, do some lighting. Here we've got the rear battery box. It's 36 cells, the one in the front was 38. Reason for that is if we look up in this space here, we've cut the corner of the box off to allow for this mount here, where the subframe joins the main car chassis. So that's the size of one cell we've taken out. Same. And exactly the same on this side, apart from we've got the cabling in and out going in. What we've then got is this blue bracketry here isn't actually supporting the box. It hangs down from the brackets that support the box from the top. The box hangs to support the anti-roll bar mounts. Anti-roll bar then fits in here. We've got some quite serious thickness box section to account for this bend here. And if we go to the back of the car, we can just about see the sort of height issue with the box. So absolutely fine. Only issue we've had height-wise with ride heights is when going over speed bumps, the car does catch. We're going to have to stiffen the suspension up and put bigger wheels on to get around that. Not really much we can do. We're about 150 kilos over the weight of the stock car. Okay. Now, take it for a drive, show you sort of performance of this. So Dave on the other side will quickly show you the suicide doors, I'm sure. So it is a 4-seater, it's a comfortable 4-seater, it gets 6 foot tall on the back quite happily, a bit bigger, it gets a bit uncomfortable, but yeah. Get in the car, drive as any other, you put the key in the ignition, you get a rumble from the vacuum pump as to be expected. The JLD fires up. I always set it to voltage, so at 243 at the moment. I have driven it down to the workshop today, so it's a little bit low. You hear the clunk from the contactor on the Soliton Junior, just works. Typically I'll put it in second or third gear, and you just simply drive. Drive as any other car. The only key difference we've got is you don't have to put the clutch down to pull off, only to change gear. It's into reverse now, and quite simple. Same as any other car. Getting to first gear now. First gear is what we use when we want sort of performance. So we'll do a quick. It's a bit packed up here, but sort of from 0 to. You can really get it down. I'm not sure if you can see the road ahead of us, it's quite windy. We'll take it up the road, but show you sort of performance can get. Road. So currently in second gear, as normal, put your foot down. Voltage then dropped to 230, so we're doing pretty good for that battery sag. Second, and it's any other car, just drives normally. Just spin round and go back. So one of the key things that's noticeable is how smooth it is to drive. There's very flat torque curve, up to about 2,500 RPM. We're getting about 180 foot-pounds. It's about 140 brake is the estimate, and that's being conservative. But it's so smooth to drive. We do have to use gears. It's not an AC motor where it will rev up a lot faster and hold torque for a lot longer. 2,500 RPM now, it's absolutely fine. There is a very futuristic whine you get when driving it, which you may be able to pick up on the video, I don't know. We'll try and get a shot from outside the car to see if you can hear it. So this is just the driveway into workshop. We're very busy down here today, hence why I wasn't able to put my foot down. So this is normal acceleration here, we can just quite happily just pop your foot down there.